In 1703, a German mathematician published a paper that would change the future of technology. Binary arithmetic, a system built from just two symbols, ones and zeros. Today, that logic powers every computer, phone, and digital device on Earth. His name was Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, and most computer science textbooks credit him with introducing binary arithmetic to the modern world. But what many people don't realize is that centuries before Leibniz described this system, a remarkable mathematical structure already existed in West Africa. Within the knowledge traditions of the Yoruba people, it was called Ifá, and its patterns reveal a logic strikingly similar to binary combinations. Ifá is a sacred knowledge system practiced for centuries among the Yoruba people of West Africa. At its surface, it is a form of divination, a method used by priests to seek wisdom, guidance, and understanding. But beneath that spiritual practice lies something mathematically fascinating. During divination, an Ifá priest casts sacred palm nuts or a divination chain. The resulting marks form patterns of single and double lines. Two possible states, open or closed, single or double. Each casting produces combinations that form symbolic figures. There are 16 primary figures known as Odu, but the system expands further. Each of these 16 figures can combine with the others. 16 multiplied by 16. 256 total combinations. A structure that closely resembles the combinatorial logic used in modern binary systems. The exact same number as 8-bit binary code, the foundation of modern computing. But Ifá wasn't just numbers. It was an information storage system. Every combination, every pattern, every verse, encoded in a system built from just two marks. Each of these 256 Odu contains verses, stories, historical memory, philosophy, medical knowledge, ethical teachings. An Ifá priest must memorize thousands of these verses, each one associated with specific patterns within the system. In this way, the Odu serve as a framework for organizing knowledge, a vast oral archive passed down through generations. This was not written in books. It was carried in memory, encoded through symbolic patterns, and preserved through tradition. Today, we store information using binary sequences, strings of ones and zeros representing text, images, and data. The Ifá system used symbolic patterns to organize knowledge in a similar structural way. A different purpose, a different context, but a surprisingly familiar logic. When Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz developed his binary arithmetic system in the late 17th century, he was fascinated by the idea that complex information could be represented using only two states. His inspiration came partly from studying ancient Chinese philosophy. Through correspondence with Jesuit missionaries, Leibniz encountered the I Ching, a classical Chinese text that used combinations of broken and unbroken lines. This reinforced his belief that binary patterns could describe the structure of reality itself. In 1703, he published his explanation of binary arithmetic. Over time, that mathematical concept would evolve. In the 19th century, George Boole developed Boolean algebra. In the 20th century, Claude Shannon showed how Boolean logic could be used in electronic circuits. And from that foundation, modern computing was born. But history is rarely simple. Across the world, many cultures developed complex mathematical and logical systems long before modern computing. Some scholars are cautious about overstating the connection between these systems, and they're right to be careful. But the structural parallel itself? That's real. The Yoruba Ifá tradition is one of them. Its symbolic structures show how knowledge can be organized through pattern combinations. Yet for a long time, systems like Ifá were dismissed by outsiders as superstition. Their intellectual depth was often overlooked. Only recently have scholars begun studying the mathematical patterns embedded within these traditions, recognizing that sophisticated systems of logic and knowledge existed far beyond the boundaries of Europe. From sacred palm nuts to silicon microchips, from oral wisdom to digital code. The story of logic and information stretches across cultures and centuries. Today, the Ifá divination system has been recognized by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Researchers continue to explore the mathematical structures within the ODU, examining how symbolic systems can encode complex bodies of knowledge. And across the Yoruba diaspora, from Lagos to Salvador to Havana, Ifá remains a living tradition. Not a relic of the past, but a reminder that human knowledge has always taken many forms. From sacred palm nuts to silicon microchips, from oral wisdom to digital code, the story of logic and information stretches across cultures and centuries. And somewhere within that long story, the patterns of Ifá still echo. 3,000 years of Yoruba mathematical genius, hidden in plain sight, preserved through memory, passed down through generations. Now you know it existed. If this is the kind of history they never taught you, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Throne and Dust. A new story drops every Wednesday and Saturday.